Hello, good day everybody and welcome to Group 2 presentation. My name is Ria Abastillas and I am a third year college student from BSBE 3FMNA, your first reporter, followed by Mariel Ashu Lumagsaw, Christine Nagupitat, and the last one is Tunalin Sulutan. The topic of our presentation is about product and service innovation. Chapter 4. In this chapter, you will learn what is product and service innovation. What is the strategic role of product and service innovation? What are the strategy of product and service innovation? What are the benefits of interactive of product and service innovation? And I was assigned to discuss to you what is product and service innovation that today I'd like to talk to you about. So let's get started. As you can see on this chart, the figure 4.1, this chapter examines the product and service innovation. This chart also shows where this chapter fits into the overall operations model. Let's turn now to what is product and service innovation. Product and service innovation is concerned with putting new ideas into practice by embedding them in service and products. Whereas innovation is the act of introducing new ideas, design is about making those ideas practical. This is why the activity of product and service innovation and the activity of designs are closely linked. Both are important because product and service innovations are often the first thing that the customer see of a company. Now take a look to the next chart. Figure 4.2 illustrates the relationship between creativity, innovation, and design as we use the terms here. These concepts are intimately related, which is why we treat them in the same chapter. First, we will look at some of the basic ideas that help to understand innovation in this figure. First is creativity, the use of imagination or original ideas. Second is innovation, doing something new. Third is design, defining the looks, arrangements, and working of something. The last one is product and services, the nature and characteristic of the organization offering. The next chart is the innovation S-curve. This is when new ideas are introduced in services, products, or process. They rarely have an impact that increases uniformly over time. So in the early stages of the introductions of new ideas, although often large amount of resources, time and effort are needed to introduce the idea. Relatively small performance improvements are experienced. However, with time as experience and knowledge about the new idea grow, performance increase. But when one idea reaches its matured leveling off period, it is vulnerable to a further new idea being introduced, which in turn moves through its shape progression. This is how innovations work. The limits of one idea being reached, which prompts a newer, better idea. Now, let's move on to the next chart. This chart is an example of incremental or radical innovation. As you can see, this is an obvious difference between how the pattern of new ideas emerges and different operation or industry is the rate and scale of innovation. Radical innovation are often includes large technical advancement which may require completely new knowledge and resources, making an existing services and product obsolete and therefore non-competitive. And the last chart is the Henderson-Clark model that refines the simpler idea of the split between incremental and radical innovation. In this model, incremental innovation is built upon existing component and architectural knowledge. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Mariel Aseo Lumagsao and I am the second reporter of Group 2 entitled Product and Service Innovation. So my topic is all about what is the strategic role of product and service innovation. There are 4 strategic rules of product and service innovation. The first one is the design makes innovative ideas useful. In other words, good design takes innovative ideas and make them practical. And also, good design communicates the purpose of the product or service to its market. Wherein, product and service design can be seen as starting and ending with the customer to provide products, services, and processes which will satisfy the operations customer. Also, product designers and service designers try to achieve aesthetically pleasing designs and together a service which meets or exceeds customers' expectations. But always remember that not all new services and products are created in response to a clear and articulated customer need. The second one is the design pays for itself, where this is an increasingly common acceptance that design can add very significant value to all types of organization. In particular, good design practice can first, drive and operationalize innovation, increasing market share and opening up new markets. Second, differentiate products and services, making them more attractive to customers while increasing consistency in the company's range and helping to ensure successful product launches. Strengthening branding so that products and services embody a company's values. And lastly, reduce the overall cost associated with innovation through more efficient use of resources, reduce project failure rate, and faster time to market. All of these benefits are strategic in that very significantly affect the future of a business. And the third one is the design activity is itself a process. By producing design innovations for products and services itself a process that conforms to the input-transformation-output model. And the design process itself is essentially very similar across a whole range of industries. Take a look at figure 4.5. It shows the design activity is itself a process, which it illustrates the design activity as an input-transformation-output diagram, where the transform resource inputs will consist mainly of information in the form of market forecast, market preferences, technical data, potential design ideas, and so on. It is these ideas and information that will be transformed in the design process into the final design. The last one is the design process objectives. It is the performance of the design process can be assessed in the same way as any process, namely in terms of quality, speed, dependability, and flexibility, cost, and sustainability. So what does quality mean for the design process? In design process, quality means that design specification should conform to the requirement of customer. And in manufacture process, quality means that manufacturing should conform to the design requirement. So design quality is not always easy to define precisely, especially if customers are relatively satisfied with existing product and service offerings. So the next one be, what does speed mean for the design process? The speed of design matters more to some industries than others. However, rapid design innovation or time-based competition has become the norm for an increasing number of industries. Sometimes this is the result of fast-changing consumer fashion. For example, design innovation in construction and aerospace happen at a much slower pace than in clothing or microelectronics. Yet, no matter what the motivation, fast design brings a number of advantages. The first advantages is the early market launch, which is an ability to innovate speedily is that product and service offering can be introduced to the market earlier and thus earn revenue for longer and may command price premiums. The second one is the starting design late, or the alternative, starting the design process later may have advantages, especially where either the nature of customer demand or the availability of technology is uncertain and dynamic. So fast design allows design decisions to be made closer to the time when product and service offerings are introduced to the market. And the third one, or the last one, is the frequent market stimulation, where rapid innovations allow frequent, new or updated offerings to be introduced into the market. Let's go down to C. What does dependability mean for design process? Rapid design process that cannot be relied on to deliver dependably are, in reality, not fast at all. Design schedule slippage can extend design times, but worse, lack of dependability adds to the uncertainty surrounding the innovation process. Conversely, processes that are dependable minimize despite uncertainty. D. What does flexibility mean for the design process? Flexibility in the innovation process is the ability to cope with external or internal change. Flexibility may not be needed in relatively predictable markets. It is clearly valuable in more fast-moving and volatile markets. The increasing complexity and interconnectedness of product and service components in an offering may require flexible. And letter E. What does cost mean for the design process? Design to cost is the process of reducing cost in the requirements and design phase of project. This can also be contrasted with a project where requirements and design don't consider cost and implementers are pushed to reduce cost. So, the cost of innovation is usually analyzed in a similar way to the ongoing cost of delivering offerings to customer. There are three cost factor split categories. Number one is the cost of buying the inputs to the process. The second one is the cost of providing the labor in the process. And the last one is the other general overhead cost of running the process. The last one is the letter F. What does sustainability for the design process? Sustainable design seeks to reduce negative impacts on the environment and the health and comfort. Also, the basic objectives of sustainability are to reduce consumption of non-renewable resources, minimize waste, and create a healthy, productive environment. So, the sustainability of a design innovation is the extent in which it benefits the triple bottom line: the people, planet, and profit. The design innovation process is particularly important in ultimately imparting the ethical, environmental, and economic well-being of stakeholders. Design innovation may also focus on the environmental dimension of sustainability. So, in this figure 4.6, delay in time to market of new innovations not only reduces and delays revenues but also increase the cost of development. The combination of both of these effects usually delays the financial break-even point far more than the delay in the launch. So whether caused by quality errors, an intrinsically slow innovation process, a lack of project dependability, or delays goes through inflexibility, the end result is that the design is late. Delayed completion of the design results in both more expenditure on the design and delayed or probably reduce revenue. So that's all. Thank you.
Everyone, I am Christina Gupita. Now I'm going to discuss to you about the stages of product and service innovation. So there are 5 stages of product and service innovation. The number 1 is concept generation. Next is concept screening. 3 is preliminary design, evaluation and improvement, and the last one is the prototyping and final design. So, concept generation. This is where the innovative ideas become the inspiration for new service or product concepts. And innovation can come from many different sources. So, concept generation is a procedure that begins with a set of customer needs and target specifications and results in an array of product concept design alternatives from which a final design will be selected. This step requires a more abstract style of thinking than perhaps most engineers are used to. In concept generation, there are 5 ideas that we should need to hear and learn from them. Number 1 is ideas from customers. Marketing, the function generally responsible for identifying new service or product opportunities, may use market research tools for gathering data from customers in a structured way to test out ideas or check services or products against predetermined criteria. So, active listening is the foundation of effective communication. Active listening in customer service means being totally focused on the words that the customer is saying, understanding that whose words mean and responding in a manner that validates what they're saying. So, number 2 is listening to customers. Ideas may come from customer on a day-to-day basis from a complaints or from everyday transaction. Why is it important to listen to our customers? When you listen to your customer feedback, you're fundamentally providing a window to manage customer experience, customer satisfaction, fuel customer loyalty, improve your products and services, reduce churn rates, and many more. So the other one is the ideas from competitor activity. So knowing who your competitors are and what they are offering can help you to make your products, services, and marketing stand out. You can use this knowledge to create marketing strategies that take advantage to your competitors' weaknesses and improve your own business performance. So ideas from staff. The contact staff in a service organization for the salesperson in a product-oriented organization could meet customers every day. This staff may have good ideas about what customers like and do not like. Employees who know they are heard are more engaged and productive when staff members have a voice, they're willing to use it. One study found that while companies are looking for new ways to improve, 82% of their staffers have ideas that could help achieve their goals. Strong listening skills help an employee perform better by showing support of others when they speak, along better understanding the ideas they share. This improves team chemistry. Good listening skills are sometimes an afterthought compared to the ability to share ideas, but are equally important. So, lastly, ideas from research and development. Research develops new knowledge and ideas in order to solve a particular problem or to grasp an opportunity. So research is the paramount for meaningful development. Without research, development efforts would be baseless. Different forms of research may be conducted according to existing needs and expected results. The more rigorous the research design and careful execution, the more accurate and reliable are the results. The next stage of product and service innovation is the concept screening. The generated have to go through a screening process to filter out the viable ones. The business takes opinions from workers, customers, and other businesses to avoid the pursuit of costly and feasible ideas. The screening of design should include feasibility, acceptability, and vulnerability criteria. So concept screening is a critical step in client's innovation process where we test multiple new product ideas developed in a concept board format. The objective is to understand and measure the potential of each concept in order to define the ones which should further progress in the process. The next one is the preliminary design. The objective of this stage is to have first attempt at specifying the individual components or elements of the products and services, and the relationship between them which will constitute the final offering. So, preliminary design having generated an acceptable, feasible, and viable product or service concept, the next stage is to create a preliminary design. Preliminary design is the stage in which general project location and design concepts are determined. It includes all that is necessary to conduct the NEPA alternatives analysis and review process properly. But good preliminary design goes beyond that. There are three common approaches to complexity reduction. Number one is the standardization. Number two is commonality. And number three is modularization. So standardization. This allows them to restrict variety to that which has real value for the end customer. Often, it is the operation outputs which are standardized. So examples of this are the fast food restaurant, discount supermarkets, or telephone-based insurance companies. Perhaps the most common examples of standardization is the clothes which must buy. So the next one is the commonality. So using the same components across the range of automobiles is a common practice. Likewise, standardizing the format of information inputs to a process can be achieved by using appropriately designed forms or screen formats. Commonality is an approach in manufacturing, production, and inventory management system where different components replaced by common components or same components are used to multiple products and thereby simplifies the management and control of resources and ease the analysis and improvement of existing. The more different products and services can be based on common components, the less complex it is to produce them. So the next one is the modularization. The use of modular design principles involves designing standardized subcomponents of a product or service which can be put together in different ways. Modularization is a process that breaks down complex systems into small and solvable parts. By dividing the product structures into modules, companies seek to optimize the way they function and operate in terms of transforming their products in a more flexible and accurate way. So number 4 is the evaluation and improvement. The purpose of this stage in the design innovation activity is to take the preliminary design and subject it to a series of evaluation to see if it can be improved before the service or product is tested in the market. So, there are a number of techniques that can be employed at this stage to evaluate and improve the preliminary design. Perhaps the best known is quality function employment development. The key purpose of quality function development is to try to ensure that the eventual innovation actually meets the needs of customer. The model aids in translating customer needs and expectation into technical requirements by listening to the voice of customer. Quality function development is used to translate customer requirements into measurable design targets and drive them from the assembly level down through the sub-assembly component and production process levels. Quality function development methodology provides a defined set of matrices utilized to facilitate this progression. So lastly is the prototyping and final design. So prototyping and final design, it is prototypes are often used in the final testing phase in a design thinking process in order to determine how users behave with the prototype to reveal new solutions to problems or to find out whether or not the implemented solutions have been successful. So around this stage in the design activity, it is necessary to turn the improved design into a prototype so that it can be tested. It may be too risky to launch a product or service before testing it out. So it is usually more appropriate to create a prototype or trial product. Prototypes includes everything from clay models to computer simulations. The next.
Good day everyone, I am Donalyn Sulutan. My assigned topic is what are the benefits of interactive and service innovation? So there are factors in particular have been suggested which can significantly reduce time to market for a service or production. Simultaneous development. So we describe the design innovation process as essentially a set of individual predetermined stages each with a clear starting and ending point. The implicit assumption is that one stage is completed before the next one commences is a method of design collaboration in which members of the entire global development chain work in a parallel, synchronous or asynchronous. So, when we say synchronous collaboration, all the members are logged on at the same time, while in asynchronous session, members work offline until they are ready to share their work. In both methods, the traditional collaboration tools have serial way of proceeding. Second is project-based organization structure. To be continued, project-based organization structures and in many businesses are naturally project-based such as construction or oil drilling, but other companies also can organize their business instructor based on projects. Some companies find that the instructor means increased responsiveness, allowing them to adjust quickly to market changes. Business environments requiring constant and rapid innovation are especially suited to project-based organization. They combine the flexibility of a matrix or organization with the focus on a single project. Next is early conflict resolution. So, early dispute resolution means a process that intentionally seeks to resolve legal disputes prior to the conclusion of contested proceeding, including without limitation, planned, early negotiable, a negotiation guided choice, early active intervention, and other forms of early neutral intervention, collaboration law, cooperative law, and settlement counsel. So, if you work with others, sooner or later, you will almost inevitably face the need of conflict resolution. You may need mediate a dispute between two members of your department, or you may find yourself engaged by something or colleague, reporter said about you in a meeting, or you may need to engage in a conflict resolution with client or over a missed deadline. In organization, conflict is inevitable and good conflict management tools are essential. So, some of the key practical benefits of innovations are improved productivity, reduced cost, increased competitiveness, improved brand recognition and value, new partnership and relationship, increased turnover, and improved profitability. First is improved productivity. For small businesses, improving productivity is not about making wholesale changes the way you do business, and it is not about injecting a large pool of funds to improve production. So, improve sales and customers' relation. Failing to improve your products and services can put you into risk of losing customers to more innovative competitors. If you invest time and money in innovation, customers will notice and appreciate them extra value. You're bragging them that you should translate into more sales. You can start with simple steps like regularly surveying customers to identify potential products, improvements, and setting up innovation team to spearhead your efforts. Second is reduce cost. So, reduce waste and cost. Innovation can help you reduce waste in your business and leave you better positioned to focus on the long-term goals rather than always putting out fires. Innovative clients have implemented operational efficiency changes such as streamlining order processing elements, eliminating production bottlenecks, and reducing machinery and employee anytime. The goal is to constantly be on the looking out for ways to eliminate waste that can bring a host of benefits: lower cost, better profit margin, improved customer service, and increased competitiveness. An efficiency expert can help you identify such as actions. So, third is increased competitiveness. So, is the demonstration ability to design, produce, and commercialize an offer that fully, uniquely, and continuously fulfills the needs of targeted market segments, while connecting with and drawing resources from the business environment and achieving a sustainable return on the resource employed. Boost your market position. Innovation can help you anticipate market changes quickly and get ahead of opportunities so you aren't forced to react to shifts. It can also help you differentiate yourself from the competition. such as innovation come from continuously analyzing market trends, listening to your customers, suppliers, and advisors, and studying what competitors are doing in order to spot opportunities and jump on them. Also, it's often useful to look at what's happening in your industry in other countries. You can find fresh ideas for your business by studying what leading companies are doing abroad. So, lastly is improve brand recognition and value. The real value of branding is brand awareness. It boosts your return on investment when it makes generating sales easier, improves customer satisfaction, and help you foster relationship to promote growth. Improve brand recognition and value is that can in turn lead to still more innovation success because employees are often a company's best source ideas. Be sure to listen them, ask for their feedback on innovation in all areas of business, including how to improve products, marketing, and efficiency. They can give you valuable insight into ways to innovation and will appreciate having your help. So that's all my report. Thank you and may God bless us all.